Dr. Darren Murphy and Paul coming to you from the RiNo Art District here in beautiful Denver, Colorado. We're out here on the shoot for Amidst the Art series. Paul is a student at Life University in Marietta, Georgia. He's rolling through Denver, rounding out the last few weeks of his break here in wonderful Colorado. So we wanted to get him adjusted, get his system checked, and get his lights turned on, so to say. Without further ado, Paul will have you go face down and we'll get things going. So we already did some field tests. We did a gait test. Paul walked 20 steps, 20 back, and did a functional squat. And what I noticed was that there was a fixation and lack of motion taking place in his left SI joint around his left sacrum. So we're going to do a few more tests to see exactly what and where things are taking place at. I'm going to take your shoes off, Paul. Is that cool?
Yep.
So we're really on there.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Arms to your side, please, sir. So start here, checking at the heels. Now the body is a biotensegrity matrix. It's a system of tensions and compression struts, and we're actually able to analyze the entire length of a system through the heel right here, depending on how much we're tractioning and distracting. So small pull will get you the calf, long pull, if you want to see that, will get you the occiput way at the bottom of his head up there. So calf, you can see the gastroc move here, and then you go occiput way up top. His head rocks back into extension. And what I'm noticing here is as I'm about halfway through this distraction, I see a bunching or a pull take place right here at his left sacrum. I want to see his pelvis move in a 45-degree angle, which is the angle of his SI joint, his sacroiliac joint. And once I get to here, that motion stops. It's nice through the first, I'd say 80, 90 degrees, but 90 degrees to say 120, 130, there's no motion. So we would call that dysfunction of his left SI joint. But we know that Paul is not just his left sacroiliac joint. He is a living, breathing, ever dynamic system. This just might be one of his access points to begin bringing more peace and ease to his entire nervous system. When I feed into this right side, you can see it sinks down very nicely. This left side pushes back at me. It doesn't have as much of that free flow, free glide as his other side. What I'm also noticing is some slight rotation in the lumbar spine right here, L2, L3. And remember, don't think of it so much as like rotations, posterior, anterior. These bones do not actually move out of place. The system distorts due to some type of energetic input that the body was not able to integrate. Take a breath right here for me, Paul. All the way out. Long lever distraction. Breath in right here again. Now, what I like to do sometimes before adjusting someone is string them up or hook them up via what's called biogeometric integration, BGI. Making sure that the innate geometries in the body are actually speaking to each other and coherent with one another. So bringing awareness, bringing breath, and bringing some movement to people's systems before going and putting osseous adjustments into someone's system. So now I'm just getting slightly more familiar with his thoracics. It's not going to be my first adjustment, it'll be my second adjustment. So I'm seeing the sink of his system. Just when I slightly lean my body in, does his spine compress down like this towards the table. That's letting me know, does it need to be a P to A, posterior to anterior adjustment, or do I need to flip him over and have more of an anterior dorsal adjustment, which is more A to P, anterior to posterior. Okay, we're gonna start this side up, Paul. We're gonna make a sacrum adjustment over here on this left side. Now the key here is that there is not a torque in his system. You'll see a lot of videos online where docs will torque people out like this. I don't believe that's the best way to give a side posture adjustment. I like to compress into the system and then roll as one. So you notice he's rolling as one here. And then I come in and compress here. Nice. Face up for me, sir. Let's check hip internal rotation, external rotation. Looks good. All right, come up and come seated for me, Paul. But we're going to do an anterior dorsal adjustment here, but we're going to do it with extension with your arms and your hands behind your neck. So if you can interlace your fingers for me behind your neck. So this is a really great adjustment that I learned from Dr. Katina Manning, who lives and works out in the Boston area of Massachusetts. So T8. Right here, right at the bottom of the scapulas. Scoot back for me ever so slightly, about 5-6 inches. Perfect, right there. Now the key is that I got to place that part of my hip or the part of my thigh right at that T8. Head comes back slightly, Paul. Then breathe in here, keep those arms. Breath in and out. Woo. Nice. Well done. Go face up again. Now what you'll see me do is coming back to his feet every now and then. I'm checking his system between each adjustment. I want to make sure that his biotensegrity frame is actually undergoing some type of change with each adjustment. Nice. So upon palpation, what I've noticed is that this left occiput right here is more superior than the right over here. So we have a left superior, right inferior occiput. We're going to address the superior side with Paul here. Paul, can you bring your feet up for me? There we go. I'm going to come and shift your hips slightly. So what I'm doing here is that I'm engaging his system, all of his myofascial units. I'm not taking his system to stress or to tension. I'm adjusting him at peace. He needs more extension. Let this shoulder come down. Right here. Nice. Breath here. Sometimes parts of the body need awareness brought to them before a force is input. A piece of the body might not be fully integrated, the body might not even be aware of itself. So we have to hook things up, like I said earlier, before we can even make an adjustment. Okay, come seated for me, Paul. All right, let's face your legs off that way. And scoot up slightly more. Nice. So there is a distortion taking place at C6 on this right side. There. Let's go back face down for me, sir. Final check. Let's make sure we've actually made a difference in the system. Now notice, this time as we bring this heel to his butt in its full range of motion, the hip goes up, just like this. That's exactly what we want. It doesn't stop at 90 degrees. It goes all the way full. Right side, all the way full. Now both sides are level to his butt. There. We'll do a cat knee motion palpation to make sure that we've gotten both sides to be the same. Fantastic. Breath here, Paul. Beautiful. All right, sir. You're out of sight. Yeah, buddy.